Welcome back. Now, it was fashioned as a political earthquake whose magnitude was to shock the country's politics. Musalia's hidden card was for all to see at Bomas, and its active faults continue to cause mixed reactions. Let's now speak to Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala on that and much more political developments in the country. Senator, good evening, and thank you for your time tonight on TV 47.
Yeah, good evening, Abu.
All right, Senator, perhaps the first question, if yesterday's political event at Bomas was to cause a political earthquake, did it serve its purpose in causing that?
Of course, Abu, I want to believe, and you are a Kenyan, you stay with us here in Kenya. You have experienced the earthquake, and the tremors are being still felt up to today. You've seen every political grouping started realigning itself out of the effects of the earthquake yesterday. You've seen our opponents in the Azimio Umoja are running up and down, trying to put up a brave face, but they have really fell into panic. Second, you've seen our other perpetrators who have been demeaning our party leader on the run. They are in a position whereby they can't explain themselves, they can't defend their current political position because things have shifted up to now. When you go to the Western region as a bloc has now totally shifted, and they have now realized that Musalia Mudavadi has given them the right direction moving forward to 2022. And therefore, we are saying that this was a game changer.
All right.
When you look at now the current political realignment, Abu, this is a matrix that is going to ensure that we win elections in the first round. And therefore, this was indeed an earthquake, and an earthquake that is going to be memorable in the political history of this country.
All right, and Senator, we will come to what has changed in your own observation. When you say this was an earthquake whose intended purpose was achieved, was it achieved primarily because the ANC delegates endorsed Musalia Mudavadi as the flag bearer and presidential candidate, or the deputy president was there and there was a new unity pact between UDA and ANC? Which of the two caused the earthquake?
Of course, there is cause and effects. One is a causality of the other. First, we started by having the National Delegates Conference, which gave our party leader the mandate to fly the ANC flag as a presidential candidate. But above all, it also gave him the mandate to look for political friends. And I think the party leader had already expected that once he's given the presidential flag bearer position, he'll be able to look for like-minded friends. In his wisdom, he found the deputy president as a convenient friend for now, and I think the association is what is causing the tremors up to now. You've seen people running into panic.
All right.
People have now had to re-strategize about their current political situation, and therefore we are saying it's not going to be business as usual, because we've planned up for the real tremors that are going to shake this country. We are going to have a series of rallies across this country to sell to Kenyans a combination of leaders who are going to liberate this Kenya from the shackles of economic oppression that we've been experiencing for the last 5 years.
All right, and Senator, given that the ANC delegates endorsed Musalia Mudavadi as a flag bearer in the upcoming presidential polls for ANC, does that mean, for purposes of clarity, that Musalia Mudavadi will be on the ballot as a presidential candidate?
Oh yes, you know, being on the ballot, you can either be on the ballot as the president or as the deputy president. Musalia Mudavadi has gotten into an association with William Samoei Ruto, and what we are saying is that let it have an onion effect, in the sense that we are not exposing our strategy at the beginning. It's going to have a peeling effect. The peeling effect will expose the inner bud. And what we are saying is that we are putting our cards on the chest. We are not telling our opponents our game plan, and therefore they should relax. We have the IBC deadlines. as to when the presidential candidates will submit their nomination papers, as to when the presidential candidates will choose their running mates. So Kenyans should be patient enough and wait for that moment. We shall not fall into our opponent's trap by trying to propagate a narrative that is going to show them our game plan.
Senator, perhaps as a follow-up to that, when you say you can be on the ballot either as a president or as a deputy, that is constitutionally guaranteed. But when your party endorses its party leader as its presidential flag bearer, and you say there are more than one options, is that a room for compromise in a political setup to be reached?
Every party has endorsed their presidential candidate. Ford Kenya endorsed Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula. Wiper endorsed Kalonzo. KANU endorsed Gideon Moi. But we are alive of the fact that we can only have one president at a time. And remember, among the resolutions of the NDC, it gave our party leader the mandate to get into coalitions. And once you get into a coalition, we have the legislation and the existing laws that govern formation of a coalition. Of course, when you get into a coalition, it is a matter of give and take. It's a matter of negotiations. It's a matter of compromise. And therefore, we shall not be boxed into a situation whereby you want us to tell you our eventual game plan. No. We have kept our cards on the chest. We are not exposing any of our game plans right now. All we are assuring Kenyans that Kenya is more important than any other person. It is not about William Ruto. It is not about Musalia Mudavadi. It is not about Malala. It is about the Kenyan people. And therefore, the agenda we are selling to the Kenyans is what is more important. The liberation we are going to cause in this country in the next 6 months is what is important to our people and not just personal positions.
All right, Senator, you talk of friendships and partnerships. Given that there is nothing accidental in politics, perhaps how long was this courting process of UDA and ANC?
I think this is primarily the role of the party leader. I wouldn't speak for my party leader. I can say that we accept whatever direction he gave us as our party leader. And as I said, I am loyal to my party leader. Whatever direction he tells me or he gives to me, I will faithfully follow as his follower. If today Musalia Mudavadi woke up in the morning and said that he's again abandoning William Ruto and is going to another direction, I will faithfully follow Musalia Mudavadi because he's my party leader. And therefore, I wouldn't know much about how long the negotiations have been going on. No, that is not my role. That was not my role. My role is to play a membership role in the political setup that we are with, and I appreciate the fact that I have a party leader who gives direction, and I faithfully follow the direction he gives us.
Senator, you reserve that role of how long this was for the party leader, but many will argue that you were at the heart of that process. The Deputy President, towards the end of last year, attended a football tournament that was organized by you. You attended the Deputy President's rally, I believe, in Eldoret. There were signs on the board, even though you would deny that you were actively involved, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, I will still want to maintain that the Deputy President, when he attended my football tournament in Kakamega, it was purely on the basis of him coming to support the young people of Kakamega County. It had nothing to do with political negotiations. When I went to the Eldoret rally, I was very clear that as a person, I am also an elected leader in the Amani National Congress. I also have the obligation to look for friends on behalf of our party. And therefore, I went to the Eldoret rally basically to stretch out, to look for friends. And by the way, I am very disturbed by the manner in which certain people in this country want to criminalize association with the Deputy President. The Deputy President is a Kenyan citizen, and therefore it is not a crime to associate with him. Recently, we saw Raila Amolo Odinga meeting 25 governors. Why didn't you criminalize association with those governors? And therefore, we have said, and we want to repeat here, that nobody will choose for us friends. Our friends are not necessarily friends of our opponents, and our enemies are not necessarily enemies of our opponents. And therefore, People should learn to mind their own business. We have decided to get into an association with the Deputy President. That is our current political position, and we shall defend it and we shall market it to ensure that we clinch government come 9th August this year.
Senator, as we move from that particular question, perhaps one last sub-question. Were you in any way involved in the bringing together of ANC and UDA?
Of course, I am a political player. And in any political negotiations, you must have characters who negotiate, who talk on behalf of their parties. I'm a high-ranking member of ANC, and therefore I must have played a role in ensuring that they come together. It is my constitutional right, and specifically on the issue of freedom of association. I can associate with anybody in regards to negotiating political deals, and it is not a crime. I'm not the first person to negotiate for a political deal. People have been negotiating for political deals. Today you saw people defecting from certain parties into new parties. People are negotiating. We are in the period of political transfer, whereby people can shift from one party to another party, and therefore we cannot just sit back and say that we are not negotiating with anybody.
All right.
No, I am sure our opponents had envisaged a situation whereby our party will go to the ballot alone so that they overpower us on the ballot. But we said, no, we have our own plans for the coming elections. We must look for convenient friends who will help us form government when it comes to the 9th election in August later this year.
Senator, in your speech yesterday, you said, and I quote, the earthquake has already claimed 2 victims in reference to Kalonzo Musyoka and it was Kalonzo Musyoka and
Gideon Moi.
Oh, yes, Gideon Moi and Kalonzo Musyoka walked out yesterday, Senator. There are those who say this earthquake will claim more than those 2 victims, that perhaps it will eat into your political base of Western region by dividing it. Perhaps your reaction to that?
Of course, the earthquake claimed several casualties, but key among them were the 2 Oka principals, who to me I thought that initially had a lot of respect for Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka and my colleague, Honorable Gideon Moi. When they hosted their National Delegates Conference, we attended the National Delegates Conference, and we had visitors who we did not agree with in terms of political ideologies and political alignment. They invited Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in their respective NDCs. We did not have any problem with that. We faithfully went and attended their events and respected their position. It was very uncalled for the
All right, it seems as though due to a network connection, the senator's image has frozen on air. Remember, we are talking of the earthquake and the aftermath, at least politically. You'll remember yesterday's Amani National Congress national delegate endorsed Musalia Mudavadi as the flag bearer of ANC. Time for us to take a short break. Stay with us.